Hey, I'm Jake from Guitar Gym Pro. Today I am going to teach you one proven trick to instantly up your strumming game. First, if you're new here, if you haven't signed up already, I have a free 7-day beginning strumming workshop course. It's great, it's a ton of material. It dives into what I'm talking about today, but in even more depth, more practical practice plans that you can build for yourself. Check that out at Guitar Gym Pro, Gym, G-Y-M, guitargympro.com/links. I will throw that into the description here at the end, but just so you have access to that, again, that's a free course I've built, walks you through just tons of material on strumming, really getting you up to speed with learning full songs, creating arrangements that are appropriate for a beginner and intermediate player to get ready, to get going, to get involved, playing in a jam with their buddies for someone. That's what this is all about. All right, so this one tip for strumming, what I want to do is I want to do an 8 count. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For 7, I'm just going to say sev because it's only one syllable instead of 2. It makes it a little easier, right? It doesn't sound like I'm trying to strum twice on 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What we're going to do is we're going to go down on numbers and then we're going to go up on ands. We're going to go down on odd numbers and we're going to go up on even numbers. So 1 will be down, 2 will be up, 3 is down, 4 is up, 5 is down, 6 is up, 7 is down, 8 is up. So that's really all we're trying to do here. And so I'm just going to grab a G chord, 3rd fret, 1st string, 3rd fret, 2nd string. I'm using my little 2 fingers for that. Reaching across, got 3rd fret of the 6th string with my middle finger. So that's just a comfortable G chord. Feel free to grab whatever's easy for you. And just practice that. We want to get used to counting to 8 and strumming, making sure we're going down on those odd numbers and up on the evens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easy enough. And so I would just loop that over and over again. If you're not feeling super comfortable, if you're not, man, I know I'm going down and up where I need to, practice that for like 2 minutes, a couple days in a row. Really just make sure it's really locking in with our right hand. We're able to say that and we're able to strum. So our next big step is going to be, we're going to take that and we're going to put it into patterns. So what do I mean by that? I'm just going to pick certain numbers to strum. And for example, I'm going to strum 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. I'm not going to strum 2. I'm not going to strum 6. So that would sound like this. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can hear I'm counting 2, but I'm not strumming on it. You're not hearing me strike the strings on that up strum on 2 or on 6. So what I am doing though, and I want to make sure you're seeing this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is I'm doing what I'm calling a ghost strum. I'm strumming, but I'm not hitting the strings on 2 and 6. 1, 2, 3. So I'm even exaggerating a little bit so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so I'm doing that because this becomes my metronome. This locks me in, this keeps me in time, this keeps me grooving. It's my drum, it's my metronome. It's what's keeping me nice and steady no matter what as I'm going through a song. And so this is our next step. So first we want to be able to strum, down and ups, down on odds, ups on evens, counting to 8 over and over again. We want to make sure we're comfortable with that. Then we're going to start putting together different patterns. And so let's take another pattern. This one's just like the most common strum pattern I hear, where we're strumming on 4, we're not strumming on 5, and we're strumming on 6 again. And if you remember, we got up on those evens, so 4 and 6 are both up strums. It's called syncopation. It is just a super common thing that happens all the time. Now, you don't need to know it's called that. You don't need to, all that's just bonus. But what we do have is it gives us the best groove we can possibly have. So I'm gonna do 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. So again, if we play it just a little faster, not with me counting. you can kind of hear, okay, that's a common strum pattern. I hear it in a lot of pop music and rock music. You even hear it in modern aggressive music in different ways and a little less, groovy than I just played it, a little more straight, but that's okay, that's okay. The point is, that is a really common strum pattern. So we're starting to put those together, and then we can even make, different things for ourselves. We're gonna try to strum on beat 2, and we're gonna try to strum on beat 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, it doesn't really sound like much, but it's a great game to make sure, hey, am I counting? And is my right hand following what my brain is trying to do as I'm doing that? So I'm a huge fan of exercises like this. It makes just a monumental difference in your playing, and it's gonna develop your groove, it's gonna develop your strumming patterns. Instead of just learning all these patterns by rote, we're gonna be able to learn these patterns because we hear them. We've internalized this kind of feeling of counting to 8 over and over and over again. So let's go ahead and let's take a song. I'm gonna play Sweet Home Alabama. I'm just gonna count it 1 through 8, and I'm gonna play the kind of lead line that goes with it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the idea here is that's a really complicated right and left hand pattern, and how do we play something that goes along with that? But hey, we're just using the chords D, C, and I'm using C sus, and then G, right? So how do I make that happen? So the way that I would do that is I'm actually gonna count and try to feel, where do I want to count and where can I leave them off? So 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 3. So I'm getting 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, right? 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Now, I've created kind of an easy or beginner or, more approachable version of Sweet Home Alabama by knowing, hey, what are my chords? Putting that 8 count on there and then kind of feeling that out. Now, I did it pretty quick. I played that song 1,000 times. And, it's gonna take a little bit to get where you're listening to the recording and you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're counting it comfortably. And then once we're counting it comfortably, we gotta take that next step. And so when I say take a while, I mean, you might listen to the intro and first verse of a song, 5 or 6 times, and then, okay, I'm in the groove, I can count to 8, I see where these numbers go, and then another 4, 5, 8 times, and you're going, okay, 1, 3, 4, 5. So that's kind of where that pulse is, that's where that groove is, that's where that song feels like something is happening. So for me, it's not gonna take that long, but it's not gonna be first time you listen to a song, boom, this makes sense. It's gonna take a little bit of practice, and some songs trickier than others. And please remember, I'm talking like 90, 92, 95% of songs have this 8 count pattern, but hey, some of them have a 6 count pattern. Some of them have a 3 count pattern. So if you're really struggling with a particular song, maybe, you could have just hit on one of those few that is not the 8 count and you would need another pattern. So set that one aside and work on the next thing. So really, this is what I'm talking about, developing a good groove, a good right hand, about feeling really, really comfortable playing any sort of strumming song, right? Like that's what this is all about. So before we break, I just want to say, are there any questions? Does anybody have anything that came up as we're going through this material? Anything you don't understand about what I'm talking about with this 8 count and with how to approach doing that from a strumming perspective? If you do, just type it in the comments and I'll get back to you and we'll figure out what you need help with. And I'm not seeing anything pop up, so if you do end up with a question or if you're watching this later, please feel free to comment. I will hop on, circle back to this video, make sure I answer any questions that did come up. I do want to remind you, I have that 7-day strumming workshop available. If you go to guitargympro.com/links, that's guitar, G-Y-T-A-R, gym, G-Y-M, pro, P-R-O.com/links, L-I-N-K-S, and you can get free access to that course. It's been a long time building it. I usually charge $97 for it, but if you're finding me here, I'm giving it away for free because, hey, I want you to learn to strum, I want you to learn to play guitar, and I want you to have a lot of fun doing it, playing for and with other people. Again, I'm Jake from Guitar Gym Pro. I appreciate you joining me.